Alright, for homework help tonight, I'm going to do number 5 on the back of your worksheet, and that is n squared minus 16n minus 30 is equal to 7. Alright, so today we learned how to complete the square in order to solve a quadratic. And the first thing that I need to do when I am completing the square is move this constant out of my way. I want to get it on the other side. So that way on the left hand side here, I'm just left with my n squared plus 16n. Because I'm going to use just those two terms to complete the square. So I'll have n squared plus 16n is equal to 37. Okay? Or minus 16n, excuse me. So now what I need to do is I need to complete the square on this trinomial here. I need to know what would be added in this space in order for that left-hand side to be a perfect square trinomial. And if you remember, in class today, we took that b term, divided it by 2, and then squared it in order to complete that perfect square trinomial. So if we take 16 divided by 2, we get 8. 8 squared is 64. So I would need to add 64 to this equation in order to complete the square. Now, I can't just go adding whatever I want to the one side of an equation, so I need to add that 64 on the other side as well. Okay? So now what I've done is I've made it so that the left-hand side of this equation is extremely easy to factor. Okay? It's a perfect square trinomial, and we know that those would factor, or this one in this case would factor as n minus 8 quantity squared. And that would be equal to 37 plus 64, which is 101. Okay? So now I've reached the point in my equation where I want to take the square root of both sides, right? I need to undo this square, and taking the square root of both sides would do that. So that would leave me with n minus 8 is equal to plus or minus the square root of 101, because 101 is not a perfect square. Okay, and then in order to get n by itself, all I have to do is add 8 to both sides. And I'd be left with n is equal to 8 plus or minus the square root of 101. And that would be my answer. Good luck on the rest of your assignment.